Where are you today?
I'm in the
Well, hang on.
garage.
That's your garage?
Yeah,
Let's see. Oh, it looked like an attic or something. I see it now.
it is kind of like an attic. It's super old and yeah, antiquated. But yeah,
I
it
like
was a
that wood.
wild ride. Pretty wet out there today. But
Oh, is that your? Are you headed to work?
no, I just got home. It
Oh,
was raining cats and dogs.
oh, you rode it in the rain. You didn't have a
Yeah.
choice.
Oh yeah. Third. It was my third time in the rain. It was fun. Oh
Oh
shit, we're
yeah.
live too. Damn.
Yep.
I should have known. You hit that StreamYard link. I mean,
Oh yeah, I thought you knew. I
I
didn't
don't
schedule this
care.
one. I went spontaneous.
Yeah, I know. I saw you. You sent me the link, so I just clicked it. And then I'm in the StreamYard app. Does it sound okay?
Yeah, it sounds fine. You're using the app.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it's letting me use my camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what's going on the agenda today?
Nothing. I have an appointment in an hour, so I wanted to make sure I got an hour of streaming in and
Okay.
just do like a morning coffee or something like that. And then I'll probably do another one later this afternoon and then an evening. Oh, hang on. What's going on?
Still getting organized. I haven't smoked my bowl yet. From
You just got home. Gotta
yeah.
unwind.
I
Hey,
you know
Denizen.
everybody has their rituals, and I definitely have a ritual myself. Starts with a bong and a little bit of weed and a little fire to it.
Which strain is that?
This one is called apple fritter.
Oh yeah, that's the one you got the other day.
Yeah, yeah. I try not to smoke too much, got to be cognizant and stuff. So, and I try not to spend too much money on it because you know how everything these days is monetized. Uh, Cannabis, they sell really nice looking cannabis for high dollar, and sometimes it just doesn't have that kick that you're looking for.
What are you all allowed to grow there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
even if I wasn't, I still do whatever the fuck I want.
Oh.
The first time I ever grew a cannabis plant was at my house, right? My little brother came home from school one day, and I said, "You know what?" I said, "We're gonna start growing some weed." And he goes, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, Mom said you can't do that." I said, "Well, stop acting like a little bitch. Do you listen to everything she says?" Right? And so I went to the cannabis collective. It was it was like a really cool one. I forget, Yerba Buena, in San Jose, California. And I went there and I picked up a pack of seeds, and it was called White Sanctuary. Okay, with white
Why it gotta be
widow
white?
crossed with white rhino. Why the reason why they have white strains is because the crystals on them, the more
Oh,
crystals on them and stuff, they like they have the like white appearance. So it's supposed to stand for like a diamond. The brighter it shines or whatever.
is it a better high? Is there more like trichromes or THC or whatever in them?
Yeah, I, I don't know. I don't know the whole science to it. I mean,
Oh,
like they have lab tests and all that stuff, but I don't believe in the lab tests because I was on the inside, so I got to see too much that made me not trust that the science that they're telling you is actual science is actually scientifically based. It's more like, to me, it's more like you're my boy Jeff, and you brought me some really good weed, and so I'm gonna bump those numbers up for you.
oh, you think it's corrupt?
Oh, definitely. And just to prove my point, if you have a subscription to the LA Times, there's an article in it that just came out a couple weeks ago about all these big name companies in California. They get tested for mold, mildew, and certain pesticides, right? Well, the LA Times did a huge story on the fact that there was other pesticides that are being used that are actually worse than the ones that they're testing for, and nobody's testing for these pesticides. So when they took this 20 companies or whatever and they started testing those products independently, what they found was that there was carcinogens, there was all kinds of pesticides that cause like lung cancer and like all kinds of
On the
different.
weed?
Yes, yeah, it was yeah, and a lot of it, I believe most of what they tested was all cartridges, and so it was all concentrated forms. So not only is it a concentrated form of THC, but you're also getting a concentrated form of pesticide, and so you're paying top dollar to really like do damage to your health and possibly, uh, irreparable damage, possibly. Yeah. So, anyways, back to the first plant I ever got. So I had this. I bring these seeds home. I put it in this. You remember CDs, right? With those 100
Yeah.
CD cases. I had a 100 CD case. It was like a stack or whatever, and I drilled holes in the bottom of it. It was that clear piece, that clear piece that goes on the top. I drilled holes in it. I turned it over and I turned it into a pot. I went to the hydroponic store. I bought a 1,000 watt uh, high pressure sodium light, and I put it in my closet. And my closet was like maybe like a 4x2 area. And my mom comes home from work that day, and like I open the door to my room, and it looks like a UFO is like entering the house. So that was my entry into the cannabis.
You were,
Like,
well, how old were you? You were still in high school?
mm, no, I was 22, 20,
Oh,
22 or
okay. And
21.
that was back before any of it was regulated?
Well, you were allowed to go and buy it from the cannabis store or whatever, but you had to have like a license to grow it, and you had to, all these paperwork and stuff, and then, uh, if you live too close to a library or school or something, all this bullshit. Like I don't care enough to even like look it up anymore. You know what I mean? I just do whatever. Like, you know, I have family members and friends that were busted for growing. I got family members and friends who are busted just for smoking it, and it's one of those things that like if the person that busts you is gonna like take you to jail for something small where you're not harming anybody or doing any, you're not doing any harm to anybody, you're not causing any loss or anything to somebody else, then I think they're a piece of shit. So it's not about me being like walking by what they call as legal. It's more by like you kind of do what's right, and then if the consequences of doing what's right come to you, then you take them in stride and you just move on with your day, and you take the punishment, move on, because no matter what you do in life, you're gonna get punished.
I
Eventually
hope
you're gonna
not.
get pulled over, right? Well,
I
I
hope
mean, everybody gets punished for something. Like even if you're
I
just
won't get
walking
punished.
into a store or something,
I feel like
and
I'm being
some
punished
guy
already.
treats you like an asshole. Somebody just treating you like an asshole. Like that's like a punishment for nothing, for just walking in the store. What's up, Goblin?
Good
Looking
morning,
all
Goblin.
shaky down there.
Good morning.
I guess this is morning smoke instead of morning coffee.
Oh, here we
Right.
go. Let's smoke that.
So
We bomb
who's
it
to say that go ahead.
up.
I'm about to. Who's to say that they're not using the same pesticides that was in K2 when all those people were passing away?
Is that conspiracy stuff?
Nah, that actually happened. You could
Well,
look
I
at it.
know everybody thinks the conspiracies happened. I'm trying to get a.
No, I mean like it made it to like the mainstream news.
Oh,
That
okay.
was in like 2019. It was around the same time people were getting like popcorn lung from the vapes and stuff. That's
Oh, I
why.
remember that. I remember the popcorn lung thing.
Yep. So
So I
the real quick, the reason I got out of the cannabis industry, and I want to be 100% clear, is I developed a allergy to the plant, and I developed an allergic reaction to the chemicals that I was spraying on the plants for the company. They were all approved pesticides. I would go home and I couldn't breathe. I would wake up and I
Wow.
couldn't breathe, and I kept using my inhaler and stuff. And then I went to the doctors, right? And they told me if I didn't stop smoking, I was going to die. And this is like 10 years ago. And so I got out of the industry. I backed out of the industry. I stopped growing with people that use harsh pesticides and stuff like that. I started doing my own thing. I started growing organically. Like no, the only thing I spray my plants with is soap. I use soap. That's it. I don't spray them with anything else. And so yeah, I am proof. Like I have doctors. Like I have records saying that this shit was harming me, but they didn't do lab tests to find out what pesticide was doing it or what this was that. They just basically pushed me aside and was like, oh yeah, if you don't stop smoking, you're gonna die. Like that's
And so
here
you
I
were able,
am.
you did?
I've been smoking the whole time since. So to
Oh,
me, it's not the act of smoking that was getting me sick. It was what I was being around. I was in pesticides all day long, every day. I was touching plants that had been sprayed with pesticides. I was spraying them with pesticides. I was cutting them down. I was trimming them. They had pesticides on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even though I had gloves, they're still touching my arms and my face and my eyes. And I don't know. Go ahead.
The worst ones, the worst ones are always the ones that are legalized because those are the most addictive ones. And so when they legalized it, that's actually when it made me question things like, okay, well, oh, the average person would say, oh, well, they just want to get their chunk. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to make their money off it. But at the same token, it's like they don't give a fuck about us. Let's be real here. You know what I mean?
Question for you, Goblin, because you smoke, and Jeff, you don't smoke at all, right?
off and on.
Okay, so since it's been legalized, has marijuana become more narcoleptic?
It depends on the strain for me. It's definitely become stronger than the stuff we used to get, like the dirt we used to get.
Yeah, well, the
And
weed
the
I used to
tolerance
grow,
goes up faster.
the stuff I used to grow, like the strains I had, they would hit you right here in your face, in your eyes, and it would be like surrounding you, your head, and it would give you like a womp womp womp, more of like a psychedelic
Was it that says
uplifting
like
feel.
sativa?
Yeah, sativa. But now everything's hybridized, and it's like I don't know. You can't find like a good sativa. Like everything I
It's
smoke
hard,
is
but it's still around, but it's hard. I don't know if it would be more narcoleptic, but sometimes it kind of seems like it could be more epileptic because like certain strains, like sometimes it causes like anxiety and shit, man. I know that sounds crazy, but I know I'm not the only one that's had that experience. I'm sure.
I don't get the same type of high off of edibles that I do
I don't either.
off of
I don't
smoking.
like
Plus, they're
I
like
don't like
longer term, so you have to go longer between doing them to get the effect. And
I don't like the feeling. It brings me down. It totally just makes me feel like I'm melted into the floor, and then my head feels heavy and I don't feel clear headed
oh yeah,
anymore.
I don't like that
Like
feeling.
when I smoke, I can smoke right now, and then within 10 minutes I can still do, I can run a business, no problem, have 4 conversations, do all this shit at the same time, and just still be efficient at it. If I was taking edibles though, there's a point in that edible high where I'll just not, I just not, you know, I'm not
Uh huh.
ready to do nothing. I'm just fucking, let's give me the couch, you know?
Yeah, same with the oil too.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
you're
oil
on
gets
mute,
me.
Goblin.
I said I'm gonna jump behind the camera because I don't know what you allow on your channel or not.
Uh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I
I just
appreciate it.
smoked a bong on the channel too. My
Yeah,
bad.
nothing that's gonna push YouTube toss. No weapons, porn stuff.
You don't take
TOS,
off your shirt.
TOS. I hear you.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what's up, Jeff?
I hope you guys been enjoying your morning so far.
I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
this
it.
has been very relaxing here talking about getting stoned.
I'm sitting in wet boots. My pants are soaking wet. My jacket's all soaked. But I feel good. I feel good. I feel great. Like I'm just relaxing right now. I actually really, really, really enjoy motorcycling. I really enjoy it.
It gets you in the
But
zone.
that's one thing I can't do, man. I don't know how to ride a bike.
It's easy, man. I never could, I never thought I could, but once you get on it, like the first time you get on it, like I think almost everyone has a very similar experience. Like when you're on it the first time, you're thinking, "Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh my god. All right, come on. All right, come on, brakes, work. Okay, am I doing this right? Okay, this guy better not pull out in front of me. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Can I get home?" Like everybody is always like, freaking out. But like, I don't know. I've been doing it for what, a month now. I've driven over 600 miles now on this bike, and it's not anything powerful. It's not something that you can like. You can't like. I could open it full throttle from a stoplight, and like that thing won't move from under my crotch. Like I'm not scared of it.
You got
And
like a CB or what?
I got a small Honda Navi. It's only 110 cc's, so it goes 55.
That's decent.
And I'm only going to like work and back, so I know like over the last month I've learned like every curve and every like dip and dive in the road, and like I know where people are gonna jump out on me, and like the danger zones or whatever. I just find it relaxing because I don't know if you're like this, Jeff, but when I'm driving, people talk to me and like it bugs the shit out of me, even though I still
Like
will.
people in the car with you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, like I focus, like I hyper focus.
I, I'd be one of them. Yeah, we probably shouldn't ride in the car together.
Well, no, it's not like
That's
that, man.
hilarious.
It's not like I get mad at them or whatever, but it's like when I'm driving, I hyper focus. Like I am focused on driving so much so that like when you're talking to me, I'm gonna miss what you're saying. I'm gonna miss a little bit of what you're saying. So it's like I'm a better passenger than I am driver when
Mm.
we're having like conversations. But on the road, like it really fits my personality to just be on the bike because I like for some reason like driving is just so like in my brain. It's OCD. It's like you pay attention, you pay attention, you pay attention. You're not touching the radio, you're not touching your dick, you're not touching the person next to you. Like your hands are on your steering wheel and you're just paying attention. Like I don't know how to explain. I enjoy the process of driving.
Oh, that makes total sense to me. It gives your brain that pleasure when it's in its the zone that it's wired for, when it's getting what it needs. Um,
And
I know
then
what
you
you're
get
talking
onto some
about.
wheels, right? And then you get like a helmet like mine. I have a helmet that has like vent holes in it. So you can open the vent holes up. So you're getting some air in while you're cruising. And it's like you feel the air on your chest. You feel like, I don't know. It's just, it's a feeling. It's like if you've ever gone skiing or you've ever been on a
Oh,
skateboard or you've ever,
once.
been on a bicycle and you've
Mm.
gone just like really fast or whatever. It's just a bigger bicycle.
Dude, I'm a monster roller skating. I can't lie to you.
You what? Roller skating?
Yeah, I'm a beast.
Xanadu.
Are you talking like four skates? Or are you talking like
Four skates in
rollerblades?
the rink.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh man,
Under the disco ball.
I miss those days, man. My buddies would play. My buddies had a band. They have their music on YouTube still, Falling Up, and they would play their music at the roller rink, and I would sell CDs to everybody, and
Oh,
we'd be rolling around while they're singing and stuff, and like I don't know, man, brings back great memories.
That's good
speak.
promotion too. That's the traditional ways. You know what I mean? CDs out the trunk. Y'all remember those days?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was the one selling them, bro. Like I wasn't the one making the music, but I was the one who appreciated it enough, and like I enjoyed it. Like I don't know, it was a tight knit thing we had going. Even though none of us were really like super super tight together, we were all tight, like as like a group. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like there was no best friends, but there was friends.
Yeah. we've evolved quite a bit, just like especially in like this last decade, a lot. But even before that,
You think you see evolution?
yeah, for sure.
You're you're more optimistic than even I am.
Jeff, do you know that there was a time not so long ago where if a black person was walking down the road and a white person was walking down the road, they'd look at each other and like in certain parts of our country they'd hate each other. Well,
Oh
well,
yeah,
well,
you mean like
they're
social
all
evolution? That I agree with. That I
yeah,
keep. In fact, I'm the one that keeps making that argument to the left that we have evolved. Y'all could put all that aside now.
yeah.
If that's what
I
you
think
meant, yeah,
we
I
are
do see that.
evolving. I don't know what Goblin meant, but I see some
I,
evolution.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
I,
of intellectual evolution. I guess that's my
well,
own bias.
I think we are evolving intellectual too,
I,
because
I guess that's a form of intellectual evolution.
yeah,
Not to be able to hate a black person when you see it, see one.
Like
well,
I
yeah,
couldn't even fathom hating somebody, just like hating them when you see them, or just disliking someone. Like it doesn't matter, just from just like walking up. Like even when I see someone with totally like pink and purple and blue hair and like whatever color shirt and stuff, I don't like the first thing I think is they're weird, but it's not that I dislike them. Like anybody is weird. I'm weird,
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
okay with that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not a derogatory comment weird. It's
no,
just
those are actually the greatest parts about us as the individual. You know what I mean? Because that's what sets you aside. Is like
yeah,
your
that's what makes
flaws,
us unique.
right?
The first thing I think is I used to have that hair color. Did it look better on them or did it look better on me?
See, but
Deflecting and reflecting. I hear you.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. See, at least you're honest about it. You're a little more into vanity than me and Goblin, as you can tell.
Oh no, I try to be. I wish. I think I'd be a better Satanist if I were more vain. All of the sins, I think I could get better at.
You're gonna spend your life trying to get better at sinning.
One at a time, I guess.
There's always certain ones that stick out to me that are like obviously, I I would believe that humanity shouldn't do, especially on a large spectrum, because
Like
there's
gluttony. We
well,
don't
Yeah,
need
that's one
that.
gluttony
that
is terrible.
I think our species is already participating in gluttony, right?
No, it's been past done there. Like look at all the buffets in America. Like we
Did
can
that
go.
come back after COVID? I wondered about that.
Oh, they're back. They're
Oh, they
back.
are like Vegas has all its buffets back.
They're back. Oh yeah, they have different like guidelines and stuff. But come on, America, they're fat and ugly. Like they
Oh,
love their. I mean, not all of them, but actually, America does have an ugly personality.
it's
Like
body positivity now. It's not ugly anymore. It's actually quite sexy.
no, they're ugly personality though. Like
Oh,
90% of America
oh yeah,
has
I
that.
know
Oh,
about those ugly personalities.
y'all seen Miss America, didn't y'all?
I
Look
don't
at
pay
She's
Miss
attention to
that's
America.
them.
pure love right there,
Did he
bro.
win this year? I don't pay attention to those.
I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll accept your paper dollar, and you can shove your face and eat crickets and whatever they want.
Yeah, I think we need to do a smoking hour every morning now. I'm
Oh,
enjoying this.
we'll do what we can. I mean, you might enjoy it. The crowd might not like it because we're a little loose at the lips, but
That's okay. They could bring their own, whatever they enjoy in the morning.
Your one subscriber said they were over in Spain. It's still siesta hour.
Yeah, I love the idea of siesta. My family went to France one year and they talked about how everything shuts down like it after lunch. Everybody goes and takes naps and then it reopens and it's normal. Like it's weird if you're working during those hours. And I'm thinking, wow, they really know how to live. They have that built into their
Yeah,
lifestyle.
it's the culture too. And I think
Mexico
I
has
was
it too.
yeah, I was gonna say I was out west somewhere, and all the workers, like the roofers and construction workers and stuff, they would certain hours of the day they would jump down and put their little sombrero over their head, take a
Oh
nap.
yeah.
Yeah.
They did our landscaping in Vegas and we have a picture of them I took out the window in the middle of the day. They're all laying in the dirt leaning on their wheelbarrow in like a circle with their sombreros over their face, taking their nap right
Yeah.
in the middle of
Yeah.
the workday.
In our town, the fishing store where you can get all like the fishing bait, fishing poles, and lures and stuff like that, and some like beach gear, they shut down from like 2 p.m. or
Good
11
for
a.m.
them.
to 2 p.m. And it's like nobody is bothered by it because like that they're used to it. And this is something I was talking to other people about too. Is like we've tricked ourselves in America to give up the weekend, right? With
I
there
think.
used to be stores that would be shut on the weekend.
Oh yeah, the blue laws.
Every weekend, there would just be like people would be at home with their families, people would be taking care of business, doing whatever they had to do. But now, over time, now what we have is just pure chaos, man. Uh,
I, as someone who's lived in New Orleans and Vegas, both 24-hour towns, I actually prefer the chaos. I prefer the
you prefer
access to
24
anything 24 hours a
7.
day. I got kind of spoiled by it. But I think you should have both. I think the people that want the weekend kind of lifestyle should be able to have that in certain areas. And cities like Vegas and New Orleans should also exist for people that want the 24-hour lifestyle.
Definitely. There should be something to cater to everyone. Go, Goblin. Sorry.
I just think that it's regulated based on who controls those areas, basically.
Well,
We got
ideally, it's the people.
tourism and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. I love living in tourist towns because they're not you lose that like local provincialism where you're like an outsider that has to fit into an existing culture. Tourist towns know how to accommodate all types, all styles. So it's very diverse, it's dynamic, and I just fit right into those environments that are more chaotic and unpredictable.
Yeah, you'd probably fit in good up here in Maine.
You
Up
think?
here, yeah, dude. Up here, there are a lot of like open people.
Aren't they like stuffy old Yankees though? The
We've
Puritans?
got we've got like a bunch of businesses owned by women, like North
Wh-
Atlantic Seed
Why would I
Company.
like that? I'm thinking of
No,
Portlandia.
hold on. You didn't let me finish. Then there's all kinds of like they do all kinds of like diverse things, dude. There's people from all over the world that come here every single year, from Jamaica, from Lithuania, from Ukraine. We have all kinds of people here, and then there's the people that are here that live here. They're open minded. They're not closed minded. Like we have,
Moose.
like dude, they had a pride parade. 45 minutes from my house. They got all kinds of shit for you, Jeff. They got all
Isn't
kinds of
it
stuff.
cold up there? Does
They
it get
got
really cold?
Satanists up here.
Do
Like
they
there's
have any
all
hot
sorts of
daddies,
cool.
satanic daddies?
They probably do.
Oh, it just seems really cold. Also,
It does
that's the
seem
other thing.
cold. You ever seen Stephen King or his house, Moose?
Oh, Stephen King's house is like 45 minutes from here. Yeah, I saw the outside.
What?
Yeah, he's from up there too. I wanted to go up there and see where they filmed it, the original one.
Oh, the one from the '90s with
Yeah,
Tim Curry.
I actually wanted to move to Maine, like when I retired or got old. You know,
I
fishing.
have
You
all
know?
my friends in Vermont are trying to flee Vermont. They said it's gotten so woke.
Really?
Yeah, it's like Canada. Like all the Canadians are trying to get out too, and so Maine just like all of New England, I associate with that culture.
That's
That's what I'm
interesting.
saying, dude. I'm saying, come on, you gotta try it.
I mean, I'd love to visit that, especially that Acadia Park or whatever.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful.
My
It's
mom went
absolutely.
last year and she posted pictures. It was just gorgeous.
I don't think
She
I've ever
drove
heard of
right
that
by.
part. I'm about
She
to
had to
check it
drive.
out. Unless you got
She
some
had to drive
pictures.
right by my house. Sorry, sorry, Goblin. I was lagging.
No, I was just gonna say I was about to look it up. Unless he had something he was gonna show us.
I can look up pictures. Oh wow, these can't be real. This looks like AI generated. These cannot be real pictures. Look at this. Is that
Oh, dude,
it?
you
Look
gotta
at
show
this.
some of my pictures from Acadia National Park. I have some that I sold.
Fuck, I would
Sold
go
probably
just for
100 times.
this.
Look at that water, man. That's crazy. Crispy
Wow.
clean.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous. Hey, Provo. Yeah, you didn't do a bad show last night. I was kind of impressed. I like hearing what other Spurgs have to say. I think the panel or whatever YouTube is a godsend for people like us. We could turn our camera on, do our thing, find our people, and nobody's interfering or hassling with us. I think it's great. It gives
It's
us
very
our little space.
You guys notice that we're participating in time travel and telepathy?
No, I had noticed what.
Yeah. We're all in different time zones right now.
Oh yeah, we're
And
kind
we're
of transcending time zones at least.
yeah.
Oh, I can't tell if he's instigating or if he's giving a sincere compliment. That rascally Jack.
One thing's for sure, that's definitely him. Good morning, Jack Talcott.
Oh yeah, it sure is. I think we all have a little troll in us. I trust people that can show their troll side now and then. Just like I trust people that curse more than ones that go out of their way not to. We're having morning weed, Jack, if you want to join in or if you have anything yourself. This is Stoner Talk, formerly Coffee Talk.
As far as I know, Jack Talcott partakes. So I'm sure he would
guys,
put
come
up
on.
good
Mr.
shade.
Mr. Hippie, Mr. John Lennon himself.
Right.
Imagine.
So is anyone
Oh, you muted up. You muted out again.
I said, has anyone seen if we've had any outstanding news or anything?
Oh, I forgot to check this morning. Thank you for reminding me. I usually start with the news. The Democrats are still in turmoil and chaos over Biden. That's like half the headlines when I pull it up lately. And then some Congress people are stepping up to add their voice, etc. That none of that interests me. The Democratic infighting, and then oh wow, cathedral in Rouen, France, just caught on fire, and the spire was burning. So that happened.
That's one of the original ones, I think.
Oh, well, cool. So is Moose a friendly face now? I hope so. I think there's more that keeps us together. I'm gonna regret saying this, I know, but I think there's more that keeps us all together than that divides us. But then I look at it again and I'm like, it's the vases two faces thing. I don't know. Maybe we're dividing for a reason. I don't know. Those are my
Well, there's Janice too. You guys know about Janice, right?
I know about Janice Jeff, which is supposedly me. You
Yeah.
talking about the god with two faces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's
if
my
you
nickname. One of them. And Jenny from Hell. That's another.
Jenny from Hell?
Which I like. Yeah.
I've never heard
Because
that.
I'm a girl. I'm a teenage girl. So it's Jenny from Hell. It made sense in their mind, I guess.
That just reminded me. There was it was a documentary, it was a YouTuber, and then he like offed himself or whatever. But he used to make cartoons, and he said that he was a teenage female from like the cartoon, and then he like I don't know how to explain it. I forgot that guy's name. It was a documentary that got suggested though.
Oh, what cartoonist?
I can't remember his
Was it
name.
Robert Crumb?
I don't think
The
so.
guy that did Fritz the Cat?
No. Is Fritz the Cat from that cartoon with like Free Will and Franklin? And Fat
I don't
Freddy?
know. I thought that was Robert Crumb, and then Ralph Bakshi did the movie in like the early '70s, and then I'm told they did a sequel, but that it's not very good.
Oh.
The return of Moose.
Yeah, I got kicked out of the app.
Moose. Oh, just spontaneously? Dang, Plasma. Oh, I wish you could stream that. That would be I would even pay for content like that. So they used to during COVID, there was people that would like take people on hikes and walks because none of us could get out. I love that stuff. Hey, yo, freak. Yo, freak.
The freak.
Freak, smoke them if you got them. I guess this is morning stoner hour. Stoner power hour.
So you guys think that we're gonna wind up with like Kamala or what? Because they're really
No,
pushing that
so
apparently.
this is what I think is going to happen now. I think I've changed everything. Um, what's going to happen is there's going to be an event right as they're picking the president, and it's going to stop the election entirely.
I don't.
I don't see
I
that.
think that sounds like a nice pitch for a Netflix series, but I
Wouldn't
don't
that be
think
a good
it's.
one?
If it happens, it certainly take us into a different universe. But I have faith in our trusty old system, especially after 4 years of Donald Trump running around like a bull at a china shop, bumping up against it, and then COVID, and even under Biden, it's somehow still kind of sort of hold it together, except for the DEI poison they keep injecting into it.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that.
That's the one thing that it doesn't seem able to resist. It's DEI.
The thing is, you can't just you know get rid of an entire system and then build a new one or replace a new one. It's you have to fix the one that you have because otherwise you're gonna have complete like chaos. So you have to have some type of structure, you know.
I agree. It can be loose. It doesn't have to be overly rigid or strict. But at scale, at a certain amount of people, you need that. But at smaller scales, you may not need as much of it. But certainly on a national and state level, I think we still need some of that, even a local level.
Yeah, because the majority of people they really cannot govern themselves, and I mean, of course,
And
everyone deny
it's
that.
not even a bad. It's like needing traffic to be directed. It's not that individual drivers can't drive. It's just at a certain level, you have to coordinate all of that driving to make society work. So it's not even that I think people can't govern themselves. I think for the most part they do, except in collectivist cultures. I think they do so less. But I think
And
it's just coordinating the people that are self-governing. They still need some kind of coordination at a certain scale.
Hey, let's pause this real fast. Can you drop the link again for
Oh yeah,
Muted?
sure. And I only have about half an hour. I can go, and then I'm gonna start another one sometime later this afternoon when I'm done with my stuff.
Copy that. I yield.
I yield. Oh my god.
Oh,
Like
what
the
was it?
Judge
What was
Judy
it, Goblin?
courtroom.
Go ahead. Is it go ahead now?
go ahead.
I like that, dude. It's so amazing, Jeff. Go ahead. Don't you
Why?
feel it?
Why you
Don't you
keep
feel it
muting?
when someone says that?
Huh?
Go ahead.
Don't you feel something when someone goes, someone's talking and then they go, all right, Jeff, go ahead. Or they just say, go ahead. Doesn't it make you want to talk? I mean, like, Goblin's like,
No,
not
it
only
makes me
is he.
process why they're saying, like, analyze why they're saying that. Did they think I had something to say? Why are they telling me to go? What are they? What did they notice that made them think I have? So I start trying to analyze how they got to that conclusion.
I don't know. I think I got warm and fuzzies for Goblin or something because every time he says
Because
go
y'all were
ahead,
fighting last time. Did y'all patch up? He was doing a call out on.
He showed up.
oh,
He showed
Yeah,
up.
he did show up.
I showed up, but I think the reason why he was calling me out was because I was hanging out with the gutter rat.
See, he had good
Uh,
intuitions.
he did have good intuition.
Uh huh.
Go ahead. I'm
He keeps going on mute. Though.
So what do you think about this, Jeff? So when we are under this type of reality where we're living freely, making choices, Like example, you're driving and you come to a four-way stop or whatever, right? And so yeah, you need some sort of structure to like direct traffic. Do you think that this is due to us getting in our own way? Like, well, I'm not focusing on what I already know because I'm focused on the current issue, right? Or no?
Kind of, sort of. I think it's a limitation of our human brain. Like we as an individual don't have the perspective to coordinate with that many other individuals. So we need humans in certain places to get that perspective to help us coordinate. And I don't think it's any
Hopefully,
more complex than that.
hopefully that's what the robots think about the humans too, to coordinate their traffic. Go ahead.
We'll say I'm not a robot doomer, an AI doomer. I think humanity's still going to have the upper hand because I think we're smarter than the machines, and we're going to figure out how to keep our
Of
the
course.
stuff we're good in. We're going to figure out how to stay in those positions.
Did you guys see the robots that they grew human brains for?
No.
Oh yeah,
You have a source. I did see the robot dogs, and yes, they were kind of scary. If I saw one of those things coming at me,
they're gonna be like RoboCop. See if I can find those ones.
and I'm not worried about them now because I don't commit crime. So I'm like, what is a robot dog going to do with me? But at the same time, if they start making like in England, where if you tweet the wrong thing, it's a crime, then will they send the robot dog if I say the wrong thing on YouTube, etc.? But I'm also just not that paranoid.
Do you think that something like that, because obviously it's gonna make our species have to be honest individuals. You know what I mean? We have to live an honest life. I don't see that being a bad thing, but I also see the tyranny perspective. You know what I mean?
I think there's subjective tyranny, things that feel like tyranny, and then there's things that are more objectively clearly tyranny. And even that I'd say it's subjective. Like even the founding fathers got to a point where they just started feeling like they were living in tyranny at that point. And they could have drawn the line probably in various places at that time, at that point in history. So when does something become actual tyranny? I don't know. How do you figure that out? Wow. Oh wow. Thank you, Steve. Look at this. This is perfect to go with stoner coffee. Is this you're kind of hanging out here? I'm so jealous. Fuck. It looks like Hobbit land or something. I want to be out there.
Yeah, it is very much like Hobbit land.
This is not good for me. Like seeing people actually live this way is all it's gonna do is make me realize that I could do it too. Look at her. Here. What is that? Your raccoon? Look at
No,
that.
that's my Captain Jack. He's a dog.
Is this your place? Did you build this or are you just hanging out here? Look at that. I've never seen a dog more relaxed and inert.
I'm minding this place.
He's not a watchdog.
The owner is away.
Soldier, who are
Not
you
a
hanging out
watchdog.
with?
He's
This is in Spain. Look at that. This looks like
Yep.
This is like Eden.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve did not have it this good. Wow.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Is it humid over there? Like the air?
very, very warm, very beautiful air, very, very fresh air, very warm though.
Yeah.
Look at the hammock. This is like a little survivor camp. The chair. Do you have a rocking chair out there for if I visit? Look at dog. Hey puppy. Look at it. Oh. Yeah, this is the most grass I've touched in weeks. At the bicycle. Oh, I saw a recliner. The open view. Look, the cow. Y'all got everything out there. Do y'all have a like a hot tub?
Not
Are
yet.
you working on?
Yeah.
Are you working
Soon.
on that seven deadly sins, the envy part?
Oh yeah, this is helping with my envy. In fact, it's like I said, it's not a good thing because it's corrupting me to go. My biggest, ever since I started living out in the desert, my biggest impulse being in civilization is not running back off and try to do this kind of stuff. And so when I see it, it dangles that temptation in front of my face. I'm constantly fighting this urge. Maybe I shouldn't. Wow. With those berries? Look at that.
Tomatoes.
Ah. I'm just
Yeah.
this is not this you shouldn't be showing people this. This is too it's like really beautiful people. I don't think beautiful people should be allowed to be out in public, like exposing the rest of us to that kind of beauty.
You're crazy, man.
Look at that. Y'all could turn that into a little something. Wow. Is that a saint? Was that a little shrine? That was cool. What does that mean? Like sensing earth currents? I do want an earth ship. And I talked about my experience in Death Valley where I laid on the big rock in the middle of the playa. And I felt so like just everything in me just relaxed. And I felt a peace that I very much needed at that time. Yeah, I would pay to watch a stream of him just living in that little around that trailer. I would go weed eat. I love doing stuff like that.
That what he could do, like blogging. You know what I mean?
If that's not lost, let me tell you what I'm at my best is camping. When like it's like 5 or 6 or 10 people that need to all pitch in and set up a campsite, and then we relax when the work's done and we enjoy the campfire. We just live. I'm in my zone there. It's the city stuff that I can't interface with. I love being outdoors in nature.
That's why have you thought that maybe because a lot of people are like, oh, by 2030 they'll have smart cities, but there's already certain places that are already everything's already all connected. Like
I heard about that. Like where? Yeah, what areas are they piloting that? Let me see.
I just know there's some areas. Like I said, I went to a dentist appointment and they were using AI.
Well, they kind of do that up here. It's getting a little more technocratic. Where the United States has allocated more than 160 million towards smart city initiatives, so the government is actually investing in some of these places to help them turn into smart cities.
Well, they're pushing like the green, like the ideology of clean energy, green energy.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably part of the reason.
The World Economic Forum has a big article on it. What is a smart city? Well, I mean, I think it's fine for like regional locations that want to try it at a local level. I think the U.S. is good for that. What is called camp? Oh,
I just think that a lot of that stuff's already been implemented. So like the people that are like worried about stuff like that, it's like it's already implemented.
I don't think it is. I think the power still rests with the people.
It has to, because that's the wizard behind the curtain, man. It's the humans.
We're the wizard. Yeah, I think you're right. I want to go climb that tree. Damn. One of my favorite movies is The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's what this reminds me of. It also like shows the dangers and the limitations of this kind of little communal living too.
Jeff's over there orgasming.
I am. You know, this is not that different from how the Cajuns, the Acadians lived either. Very simply, off the land. We learn how to adapt ourselves to the land and adapt the land to us and make the land work for us.
That's what we got to work with, man. That's what we connect with the most too, and it's common. Like you know it when you're in nature.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. Because this is in Spain, and he's already speaking my language. I don't even know the man, and I can already tell we speak a common psychological language. I'm trying to start a self-sustaining micro community right here in my bedroom, just me and the internet.
I mean, you're doing pretty good. Yeah.
Except for the self-sustaining part. I might have to leave my little Eden and go out into the world of work. I still can't figure out how to do it, but I may have to.
Yeah, geoengineering is a thing. Seriously, Ray?
Wow. The
the
aqua.
and stuff
Aqua.
like that.
What did Vosh call it? That was in Mexico.
Wait, Aragua?
Or-
Uruguay?
Yeah, agua, aqua.
Their coat of arms is the fourth one. Is the fourth horseman. Is a low black horse with a pair of scales. And so when you look up their coat of arms, that's exactly what it is.
Oh.
I already figured out all four, and they're all on seals or coat of arms.
What countries?
The white horse, it's got a bow, and it is given power to conquer. And then so like you think about the U.S. being like the head of NATO, and
Do we have? We don't have. Do we have a coat
the
of arms?
eagle's head. Look, and the eagle's head is white, and it's got a pair of arrows in one of its claws. And then the red horse. Go ahead.
No, I'm interested.
Okay, and then the red horse is given a big sword, and it's given like power to off each other, and that is like the bear. When you look up their coat of arms, and then when you look at what land was all theirs originally, they're literally at each other right now. That's what they're doing. And the third one is the black horse, which is Uruguay. The low black horse with the scales, like the justice scales. And then the fourth one is the pale horse, which everyone, I don't know why, but everyone seems to think that pale means green, because in all the paintings, the pale horse, they always paint it green, but a pale horse is a colorless, which means like black, white, and gray.
Oh, that sounds based.
Yeah, and then when you look at the
sounds cool.
coat of arms for either the UK or England, it's one of those two. It's got a unicorn, and it's colorless.
The rainbow people.
It's colorless.
Well, that's interesting. I'd say it's a little bit of a stretch if the horse has to turn into an eagle and a bear and other stuff to make the
bear is Russia, and it's the red horse, in my opinion. Yeah. And what I mean by that is that Ukraine was originally part of Russia, which means that they're literally, enemies of each other, but they were originally one. You could look up all those coat of arms, and you could look up the four horsemen like stuff if you want to. But I dived into that, and I've kind of been stuck on it too, ever since I learned that. Haven't thought much more about it, but
are you a Christian? Do you consider yourself Christian or spiritual?
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm a Gnostic Christian.
Oh, okay. So
the only difference is
you're very optimistic for a Gnostic.
Yeah. That's because I'm very spiritual. But as far as like religion, like the Bible says, my people will fail for lack of knowledge. And what I learned from that is don't be lacking in knowledge. And gnosis is knowledge.
Yeah, it's a different kind of knowledge than the knowledge of the philosophers and the rationalists. It's more of an
they would call it
subjective knowledge.
Yeah, they would call it a heathen.
Wow, I love that tent.
You're
I
doing
just want to go lay outside all day, like out in nature, away from everything. I guess that's called camping. I want to go camping. Is there anybody in Washington State that wants to go camping? We talked about a panel camping trip. It never got off the ground.
Don't y'all got like tent cities or no?
Yeah, yeah, we do.
Why don't
Not
you go?
that kind of
Why
camping.
don't you go camping over there? No.
No, I want the real. Well, part because I want the away from everything part of it too, like out in the mountains. And I don't know if the tent cities are out there. They may be.
What, you don't like to commune with the local? You know,
This is not
no.
my. It's really not my crowd. I have a really good friend that is his people, and he's really good talking to them. And every time we're out and about, and he sees the homeless, he knows them. He goes talks to them. He knows their name. He catches. It's like the Panelverse. He catches up on all the homeless drama and homeless gossip, and he helps them out when he can. And they go to him with their problems, and he sees if he can help them, etc. So there are people that's their strength, and they're
The
very much
honest to
wired
God
for that.
truth.
I'm just not one of them.
It's the honest to God truth. I have gained more knowledge and spirituality from homeless people and personal experience being homeless by choice.
Was yours drugs or middle? Oh, it's choice. I think you're the minority though. You're easier to get housed when it's not drugs and substance use or personality disorders.
Yeah, because those people, I don't think that I don't
Thank
know.
you, Steve, very much. Much appreciated. Come back any day, please.
Have a good day, Steve. The people obviously that are like going through addiction, that's by choice, to be homeless. And I understand that maybe like some of them like would choose the addiction over housing. But then like the people with mental health, some of them, it's like I don't even know if they're aware of,
Right.
like the programs that could help them.
Some of them are not. That's the ones that used or would normally have been in the asylums and the institutions, but they started doing away with that and saving that for only the really really severe. And so some of them they started like relaxing the criteria of who could live outside of the institutions.
They turned a lot of them into penal institutions though, as in like Department of Corrections, a lot of them.
Well, I know that I worked at a place here in Seattle where if you were, it was the cops or the medical professionals, like the ambulance or whatever. If they picked up somebody and they were having a mental health crisis and or drug related, they could make a choice. The cops or the medical professionals could, instead of taking them to jail or the ER, they could choose to take them to our facility, and we would stabilize them, and then we would try to like find an alternate path to get them out of homelessness or out of the system, etc. And I worked there for about 6 months, and the people in it did not have the skills to pull off what they were trying to do. And I kept trying to help, like tell them all the areas where they could do this differently, and they didn't want to hear that, and I got fired. So there are places that are trying to, especially here in Seattle and Washington State, there's a move to link mental health with the criminal justice system and to see criminality as like to examine the mental health influences on it. And the ones that you can divert into the mental health system, they have programs that try to do that, to try to minimize how many people are actually in the penal system.
I could see that. And also, look at this. Okay, so like people that serve our nation, right? They come back, a lot of them wind up, having like their benefits, right? And then like a lot of the people that wind up becoming institutionalized, and then they wind up being released back into the public. And then they say that they have these programs to, what is that, like rehabilitation or whatever?
Mm-hmm. And
And
reentry and
yeah,
reintegration.
and then a lot of them, they wind up just getting stuck on a check too. And I think that's how they're doing it. They're just kind of like trying to, it's like everyone has to rely on them for everything, and that's all by design, in my opinion.
It. I don't know how much the design is or is not in there. I'm sure some places, some individuals, it could be, but it's a system. It's kind of an ecology. It's just a system that there's so many players involved that rely on it. It just perpetuates itself. You almost don't even need design at this point because everybody's self-interest, or it's like the healthcare system here in America. There's so many different players whose interests are aligned one way or the other that it's impossible to fix the healthcare system because it's its own complex ecology by now.
Well, put it okay.
And the political will's just not there's too many people whose interests would be impacted if somebody tries to fix it. And it's
exactly.
kind of the same with the homeless industrial complex here.
And then with the that's what I was gonna say. With the addiction, right? A lot of them people that come back from serving for our nation, or people that have been incarcerated, things of that matter, and then they're re-released on benefits, and then they wind up going to addiction, whether it be the pharmaceutical or the street, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's the snake eating its tail.
And another thing they did at some point is they started to reclassify drug addicts, substance use, everything as homeless. So now it's all home. So mental illness and substance use are now seen as homelessness, not as drug addiction, not as mental illness. So it's they're getting people to see people a different way that fall in those categories. And that was kind of another sneaky little move because it took the focus off of the addiction and it made it part of like an economic and system-wide issue that's not really anybody's fault. And to me, that's more
Right.
disempowering.
Yeah, because if they overlook the addiction part to it, that continues if it's overlooked.
It's 80% here in Washington State. 80% of the people receiving services are substance use and our mental health, and 20% is only mental health with no substance use. That's how widespread the substance use part of it is. And then those are the people that drive the policy, and they drive all of the trainings, the accreditation, everything for the mental health side as well, because they are such the majority. So everything is slanted toward addiction, not mental
Well,
health.
yeah, so it's another bait and switch, you know?
It's kind of just part of it is that's the conditions on the ground. Like that's how epidemic the substance use side of it is. That it's outpaced because like most people are not mentally ill, so the rate of mental illness should be relatively low at any given time in any society. But the substance use rate is what's skyrocketing because addiction can spread in a way that mental illness just doesn't. Can you flash in the back real quick so I'll know it's you? Your camera didn't come on. I tell you what, I'll do the. Can you try one more time? I'm worried you might be a impersonator. Yep, he was. That was good though. They were impersonating Jesse, the missing link. Like who would not trust that little icon? And it might have been Jesse, but the cam wasn't working. So clever if you're a troll. If not, Jesse, I would love to hear from you and come on anytime. I actually have to wrap up in about a couple of minutes because I have another thing to do at the top of the hour. But I will restart a stream sometime later today.
I'll catch up with you, Jeff. Have a good one, man.
It's been great,
Excellent.
Goblin. Thanks a lot for the
All
chat.
right, take it easy. All right,
It's been a good hour. You
Moose,
guys
you
have a
want to do your
wonderful
thing?
day. All right. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for your time, energy, attention, and we have a baby crying because she wants popcorn.
Yay,
Folks,
babies.
that is something that you will only find here. This is the best, the brightest, and the most effective and efficient ways to possibly raise your vibration, change your life, and change the world. So hit that like, share, and subscribe, and you'll be on your journey to being a better person. Peace.
Damn, you almost have me convinced. I want to believe that myself. that is actually what we are trying to do here. I've showed the chart before with the green arrows and the red arrows, and we're trying to be a green arrow that helps people move upward through that zone of transformation. So he's not wrong at all. I love the way he put it. I hope the ambitions are not exceeding the capacity, but I have faith. I really do in us, in our human capacity and competency. So with that said, I'm going to run off to do my thing, and I'll be back later today at some point. So have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you again. Take care. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. Until next time.